in a little bit, I'm gonna turn off the car completely because we on gas. But
What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and I'm back. Shawty, man, good morning. Just out on this, out on the road, doing what I gotta do. I know how that go. Shout out to everybody. I know I was scheduled to do these lives, man, but I just been coming home from work and I just haven't been feeling well, so I just been falling back a little bit. I got on a few panels yesterday. Well, not a few, but one. And I'm here, y'all. So I appreciate all y'all for supporting Sheep Stay Sleep TV, supporting me, DS, and much love to y'all. I'ma wait for some more of y'all to come in, and we gonna get this thing rolling. You know, this what we gonna do. Shout out, shout out my brother Darren. Shout out to Zeus, the Thunder God. Shout out to my sis, Poetic Cows, of course. Thanks for tuning in. Uh, we gonna get this thing rolling in a minute, y'all. But definitely I will be doing a Black History Month for 2019. Right now, it may be a little setback because of my computer. My laptop is kind of messed up, so I'm gonna have to see what's going on with it. And but I'm gonna definitely do that. Shout out to Hill Zen on the check-in. Peace to you, cuzzo. But y'all see the title. That's what we gonna chop about. I also, um, if y'all go check out the community section, or y'all just check on y'all feed, I left um, I left a question in there. Who is your top 5 Black historians that are not mentioned in school? Jasmine Menendez, you're new here. Welcome, welcome. Great to see you. Good morning, Nicole. Great to see you, Nicole. But yeah, I left something in my community section asking who were your top 5 Black historians that are not mentioned in school. If y'all can reply to that post, please. It'd be very much appreciated. I just like to that's my way of communicating with you guys. Also to see what you guys like, what you guys are interested in. I also have a another question up there asking you guys what topics do y'all want me to speak on. As y'all can see, I'm doing a supporters request. I definitely will be doing that this year. So just send y'all requesting. Go to the post. If y'all can't find the post, I'll make another one. Good morning, Storm. I'm good. I'm good. Great to see you, Storm. Rain and Woman. Great to see you, Rain and Woman. Peace to you too. Peace and love. Mr. My boy. My boy. Shout out to my man's D Sutton, man. Shout out to my man on the check-in. Thanks for tuning in, bro. Very much appreciated. Everybody that's coming through, just do me a favor and hit that like button. Hit the like button. You know? But yeah, that if y'all want me to do any of y'all subscribers requests, just just drop it in there under that post, or I'll create another one, after this stream where y'all could just go and drop what y'all want me to talk about. You know, Smooches, good morning. Good morning. Great to see you. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, please. Make sure y'all hit the like button. But yeah, like I said, 2019 Black History Month series. It will um it will be done this year. So y'all stay tuned for it. Welcome, Ty Brown. Good morning. So what's been going on, y'all? Um, I definitely didn't watch the Super Bowl. You know, a lot of people probably thought I did, but I didn't. You know, make no sense to me. So, but at this subscribers or supporters request rather, um, this person asked me to speak on how do we stop black self-hate? How do we stop black self-hate? First, we're gonna start with, because I like to start things from its foundation. You know, because everything has a foundation. Everything has a beginning. You know, and especially with people and their personalities and things like that, those things are developed over time. But there's a foundation that was set in a person's life in order for them to become who they are today. Black World's on a check, and I appreciate you, bro. That Super Bowl was hot garbage, huh? Shout out to my brother Doug the diplomat. Shout out to Doug the diplomat, man. I appreciate that, Nicole. I really do. And I'm gonna start with the word self. For most of us, self is the individual. The individual. We just gonna keep it simple. We dealing with individual hate. What is hate? Hate is something that's taught. Okay? Of course, hate is an emotion, you know, that is based on anger and a few other things. And I'm paraphrasing because I'm not reading off of nothing. But hate is something that's taught. So when you have a person that hate you, or when you're talking about, you know how we like to say on in Black YouTube, you know, somebody hates you, or you know, such and such hates you or whatever. Just understand that that person was taught to hate. Just understand that. Hate is something that's taught, just like love is something that's taught. So we have to understand that a lot of see is dysfunctions in people that was taught to them. It may sound crazy because, you know, a person may say, well, damn, how could you teach somebody to be dysfunctional? It's very easy. Because dysfunction teaches dysfunction at the end of the day. We got to all understand that. Dysfunction creates dysfunction and it teaches dysfunction. So a hateful person is a person who was raised in an environment where hatred was something that was promoted and rewarded. Okay? So a person who hates you is because they was taught to hate people, period. And they was taught to hate people because the person who taught them to hate is actually a person who hate themselves and who feels that they will be a better person if they hated people. You see? So when we dealing with black self-hatred, we have to understand that a lot of black people were taught to hate each other because we was first taught to hate ourselves. You see? And it comes from, like I said, the conditioning in your environment, the people that are in your environment. So we have to understand how hate is created, first of all, because some people think hate is a natural thing, and it's not. It's not. You know, a lot of things that we think is natural is not natural. You know, that's correct, Nicole. They had no balance. That's true. So when we dealing with black self-hate, the way my solution to stopping black self-hate is, first, we have to identify the problem within black people. Why do we hate each other? Who taught us to hate each other? Who taught us this? Now, a lot of us would say it started in slavery, where we were taught to hate each other. Um, to a certain extent, yeah. But I can't really speak on that because I wasn't born in that time. So I can just use history as a reference. You see? So can we say, oh, the white man taught us to hate each other or to hate ourselves because of what they done to us in slavery? I can use that information as a reference, but I can't use that and apply it to my life because I was never a slave. And the people in my family that I deal with and I've dealt with were slaves. Okay? So if I hate myself, it's because of the environment that I grew up in. See, we have to start dealing in reality. To stop dealing in theory. Use history as a reference, but I can't apply slavery to my life because I'm not a slave. I cannot say that the white man taught me to hate people or my family because of slavery. That will be false. If I hate someone in my family, it's because I grew up in an environment where people hated each other and people expressed certain forms of disdain against each other. I cannot sit there and say, oh, I hate my cousin because of slavery. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. See? And we just got to be real with ourselves. Shout out to my brother JT on the check-in. You know, we really have to start looking at things for what they really are. And the way we combat black self-hate is with love. But love, just like hate, is something that's taught through the conditioning in your environment. So if you grew up in a loving environment, it will become very difficult for you to hate people. Okay? You may dislike a person a lot, but it's nothing wrong with disliking someone because that's life. You're not going to like a lot of things. Shit, you might not like ketchup. Does that mean you hate ketchup? No, that means you just don't like to eat it because that's not your cup of tea. You see what I'm saying? But because you don't like ketchup, to say you hate ketchup, that's something different. Unless somebody taught you to hate ketchup. Because you probably never liked ketchup, but they kept making you eat it. And even then, you don't hate ketchup, you hate the person who kept making you eat the ketchup. So we got to start really applying logic to things and to conversations that we like to have. It has to stop coming from an emotional standpoint, okay? Because that's really not going to get anything done. And we have to understand that. So the way we combat black self-hatred is through black love. And this is why I speak on relationships, how we relate to one another, because how we relate to one another is going to determine what attributes that we display. Are we going to display love or are we going to display hate? All of that is based on the way we relate. If we don't know how to relate to one another in a proper way, things are going to go the wrong way. Good morning, Soft Spoken. Okay? Y'all got to understand that. This is why I only talk about and I only like to speak on the relationships that we have with each other. Because if me and another person, whenever we communicate, if all we do is argue, I'm the type of person that I'm not going to want to be around you. I'm not even going to want to talk to you. You see? We're not good. If we don't get along, there's no reason for us to talk to each other. But does that mean I hate you? No. Because once again, hate is something that's taught. You have to taught to hate somebody. Being a hater, you know, when people say you're a hater or whatever, that's something that's taught. Believe it or not. That's something that's taught. Just like love is. And that's the solution to black self-hate. We have to begin to teach love again. And the way we teach love is not just by talking, but by the things that we do. Like for one thing that black people need to show, which is also a sign of love, is we have to learn to forgive, and we have to learn to have compassion for each other. You know, don't be so quick to throw each other to the curb, man. because you may got into an incident with a person, um, you know, because you may have not gotten along with them for your time on YouTube. So now you running around acting like you hate this person. That's If you hate a person because y'all had a disagreement, that means you're just a hateful person. And you was taught to be that way. You was taught to have that mentality. You see? Shout out to T Duck on the check-in. Right. Forgive but never forget. Right. Exactly. And you never forget because you have to protect yourself. You have to protect yourself. But the way we get rid of black self-hate is by replacing it with love. We have to teach love. We have to find out what are some of the attributes of love and teach that. You see? See, when I grew up, my mom, she was very stern. She's a very stern mom. My dad, he was stern too, but my dad was more of the one that was the teacher. He was the one who I'm doing that right now for you, cuzzo. My mom, she taught from a standpoint of being firm, of having discipline, having order, having structure. My dad, he was more of the one who explained, see, because my mom was more of a dictator than my dad. My dad was not a dictator. My dad was more like a Democrat. He explained things to me more than my mom did. This is why I give my sons lectures. I tell them why things are the way they are. And see, that's a form of love. You see? Because my dad wouldn't just tell me, oh, you should do this because I said to do it. My dad will say, well, you should do this because in the end, it's going to benefit you. You see? Like I said, my mom was more of the dictator type. And my dad, he was more of a diplomat. So attributes of love can be, I'm going to say, in my opinion, is patience. Patience. We have to, and Brother Rob says this a lot. Shout out to my brother Rob. He always says that we have to learn to be patient with our people. We have to learn to be patient with our people. So patience, discipline. Discipline is very important. Very important, because in an environment where love is being spreaded, there's structure, and discipline builds structure in anyone's life. You see? So we must teach discipline. With discipline comes self-control. And when you're disciplined and you have self-control, You know how to think better. And which will lead to you making better decisions. See, we have to teach that. Make a left. Get to the light. We have to teach that, y'all. Like I said, compassion. Let's not be so quick to throw each other away. Because a lot of us be real quick to throw each other away. And I have an issue with that with people, especially with people on YouTube. But see, that comes from me going through stuff with people on YouTube. See, I've been through a lot with people on YouTube. So I'm quick to say, yo, I'm good on that person. You know? I'm good. Does that mean I hate that person? No. But some people you can't deal with them. You cannot deal with them. Hating is a false form of preservation. It has become a damaging defense mechanism that we use for no reason at times. That's true. That's true, Nicole. Very, very true. And what I like to do is I like to try to prevent things from happening before they happen. So I may just, cut a person loose, but you still got to have compassion for the person that you cut loose at the end of the day, because a lot of these people, man, they don't know what they're doing. A lot of people, when they violate you, they really don't understand that. They don't understand that they've actually hurt a person or went against a person who was actually there for them. And this is what I mean by, we have to teach love, because for the most part, a lot of our people don't understand when a person has love for them. They don't understand that. It's hard for them to understand it. That's why they'll be so quick to create an issue or have a reason to hate you. Because they don't know what love is. They don't even know it when they see it. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to react. You see? And this is one thing that, I love about learning principles from the Nation of Islam, is that when they say do for self, it's not just you, the individual. Straight. It's not just you, the individual, but it's you and people who look like you. Because you, the individual, is a representation of the whole. See? So if you hate yourself, the individual, of course you're going to hate people who look like you. See, I wasn't taught to hate myself. This is why I don't hate people. Like I said, I may dislike a person, but I was not taught to hate nobody. I was taught to love self. See? So just because I cut you off don't mean I don't love you. I just can't deal with you, but I still love you. And a lot of people can't understand that, because a lot of people are selfish. You see? So the way, like I said, the way we combat black self-hatred is just replacing it with love. turn coming up. Make the left. Get in the left. So the way that we start is first we must begin to identify the hatred within us. What are the things that what are some of the things that we hate about ourselves? What is it that's wrong with you that's not allowing you to love? Make a right. Stop sign. You see? Nobody never asks themselves that. What is it that's making you be the way that you are? What is it? And at some point, you should be able to identify what is it. Honest, you have to, you see? Right. Exactly, Nicole. Go straight. Exactly. And you know what? I do the same thing, Nicole, because I understand that we all have issues. We all do. Make a left here. We all do. And if we're going to operate in a manner of us just leaving and never coming back and never speaking again, and that that may show a person that you actually, or a person may take it like you hate them. You know, there's, and I'm gonna speak from, I'm gonna talk about a personal experience. There's I'm gonna make a right coming up. You gonna there's a female that I used to deal with. This girl she put me through so much shit. Good morning, love, wisdom. It's coming up, about 200 feet. Right here. 101. 101. She put me through so much shit when we was together. And man, I used to always say, damn, what is like, do this girl hate me? This is what I used to think, because all of the stuff that we went through. And what I realized at the end of the day was this girl had self-hate issues. And sometimes when you dealing with people who hate themselves, they can make you start to hate yourself. Being late, missing opportunities, self-procrastination always make me late to places. And then I roll with the general idea that black people are always late to places. Stirs up self-hate in me and blacks. That's a good point, bro. That's a good point. That's a good point. When that's something, you just have to work on within yourself. That's true. That's true. But I had to learn, and I learned this after we broke up, that this girl came from an environment, because her mother taught her to hate men because her mother hated men. You see? Her mother did. This is why she displayed the things that she displayed going at me, you know? And the shit used to bug me out because I used to be like, damn. Well, I started questioning myself. Make it right. I started questioning myself. And that was the wrong thing for me to do. But just giving y'all that that quick little spill, I had to learn. That's when I learned that hatred is something that's taught. It's taught to people. People only hate people because they're taught to hate people. I learned that because I saw it. I saw it. Another way for us to show love is, let me recap. I said we teach discipline, compassion, also, and this is key for us men, straight. This is key, and this is for y'all ladies. I just want to let y'all know the way men evaluate, all right, the way us men evaluate if you love us or not is by how much you respect our word. It's how much you respect us. You see? And this is why, you know, people have been saying what they've been saying about Homegirl. We not going to get into her. But this is why people said that she hated black men. Because the way men view love is through respect from his woman. If you don't respect me and the things that I say and do for you, then how could you love me? This is the mindset of a man. You see? The way most women evaluate if a man loves them is how they treat them and what they do for them. You know? So we have to understand that too. Respect. Women want respect also. I'm not saying like women don't want respect. Women do want respect. But a woman could tell if you respect her based on how you talk to her and how you treat her and what you do for her. Taking accountability for our actions is, definitely love wisdom. Indeed, I agree with that. Accountability. That's definitely dealing with self-love. Because a person have to love themselves enough to take responsibility so they don't always have to feel like a victim. That's the truth. That's a fact. But see, the thing with that is, a lot of times we be in relationships with people who don't want to hold themselves accountable. We can't make a person take accountability. This is why we're talking about self-love. Because if a person really loved themselves, they will hold themselves accountable. And like you said, apologize and make it right. But that's hard for a lot of people to do because the environment they came up in. You know, a lot of us is stuck in this victimhood. I did a live stream about that about 2 years ago, where I talked about victimization and how a lot of us like to stay in that victimhood mindset. that somebody's always doing something to me. I'm always losing because of someone else. When if a person just took accountability for things, things will be much better for them. And you will feel much better yourself. So you exactly right, Love Wisdom. Accountability is a form of love. And that's what I teach. And that I teach my sons that. You have to be accountable. You see? You have to be accountable. And there's nothing wrong with admitting to when you mess up. A lot of us are afraid to admit our fuck ups and our shortcomings. Another form of the way we teach self-love is we have to teach confidence, because this is a reason why a person is not willing to be accountable for their fuck ups or their flaws, because they don't have enough confidence to still feel like the person they are when they messed up, and then when they don't mess up. A lot of times people don't like to make mistakes. They're afraid. They don't like to make mistakes. They don't like to say, well, yeah, I fucked up. I'm sorry I hurt your feelings. I'm not a perfect guy. That takes a lot of confidence to say that. And a lot of people don't have that. We have to begin to let people know that it's okay. It's all right. And we have to teach our children this, because a lot of us as adults didn't get that growing up. A lot of us grew up in an environment where you was always punished for fucking up. Or if you're old enough, you always got your ass whooped when you messed up. You see? And that's not good. That's not good to always punish someone when they mess up. Because fault and doing things wrong, and that's all part of being a person. It may take some people 50 years to get certain shit right. But is that a reason for you to say, well, I'm not gonna never mess with that person because they haven't figured out this and that and this and that? No. Because if you're gonna take that approach, then you don't love that person. You see? So, accountability, like Love Wisdom said, patience, compassion, respect, discipline. That's how we combat black self-hatred. We have to begin to instill those things. But I think all of that stuff begins with discipline. Because like I said, discipline builds the correct structure. Because love, and just like hate, is all a construct. It's a mental and emotional construct. So we have to build those constructs up. We have to build love constructs, mental constructs up for our children. We have to have them in the proper environment where they understand that you're being punished out of love. You're on punishment because you need to learn this lesson so you can do better. This is out of love. But you have to